Oh my God, that had to have been the worst joke ever. I can't believe we were live for that. I hope our audience
Jeez.
doesn't abandon us over that.
Can we get
I
canceled?
just unsubscribed.
If they haven't
Oh
done
my
it yet,
God, if T unsubscribed from that joke, I mean, God only help us if that got cut.
Oh, look. Hashtag cancel figure action is already trending on Twitter. This is ridiculous.
Oh Jesus.
was that Elon? Is he backing that?
Actually, he's for it. He's retweeting it.
Hence why we're getting canceled.
Yep.
I mean, hey. I mean, if any podcast is going to make a Ghislaine Maxwell joke, leave it to us. Because we unlike her, we won't leave our audience hanging. Anyway, tune in 3 months when that joke's relevant. Anyway.
I've never had a person that I've had to look up more jokes than the ones you tell. So I'm like, I have no idea what the hell this dude's talking about sometimes.
I still say it's Prince Philip. Just so you know. It's Prince. Make all the Hillary jokes you want. It was Prince Philip.
He's filling up that list of dead bodies.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but he's over there. We don't concern ourselves with all that. We get enough trouble on these shores.
Matt Wingham is giving us the thumbs down for being late.
To be fair, when we get thumbs downs on videos, I blame him anyway.
What were we, like 30 seconds late?
Yeah, we're usually way later than that. This is on time by comparison, so you should actually.
I remember when my wife was late once, and next thing I know, I was getting a Father's Day card.
Now you can thumbs down.
Yeah, now you can thumbs down. Anyway, it is Thursday night. It's one of our favorite nights of the week because that means we are here. We're live, all new. If you're watching this live, that is, or it's your first time watching this episode. And if you are watching us here live, make sure you pop into that live chat over there where we love our fans and we love to make you part of the show and interact with you throughout this episode. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about tonight. But before we get into how everybody's doing and what they got for the week, make sure you kielbasa slam that like button for us because it really helps us out. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you can get notified when we come out with all kinds of extra content. If you're not watching us live, leave a comment in there. We love getting back to folks that comment on our videos after the fact. So even if you can't make the live show, we'll still do our part to chat with you. Anyway, let's get into some how you doings. What'd you get? Starting off with Mr. Joe Crab.
Hey, I'm doing pretty good.
Dang, he made it back right in time.
Yeah. Why? What were you doing?
We were trying to ask you a question.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. I had to turn my fan on.
You have
doing
fan?
really good. I'm looking for the thing that oh, here it is. I got a thing. My first acquisition in what feels like months. Jackie Chun. Totally not Master Roshi in disguise, by the way. I know it looks like it could be Master Roshi, but it's not.
Any relation to Chun-Li?
A little bit.
Yes, Chun-Li's great grandfather.
Racist.
Let me also embiggen the smallest man here.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all I got, so it's going to be a really
it looks like you got a new shirt from the looks of it.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. And if T did not show this off last week, I do have a new shirt. If y'all...
He did.
You did wear it last week? All right, good. So everybody knows about it.
He showed that off, and
you can get this on our Teespring store, the Fat Shop. www.teespring.com/fat shop https.org.
/
I think we'll start updating these episodes with the link to
throw all that into Google.
It was a lot worse when it was a GeoCities site. Let me tell you.
I thought we got more hits when it was a GeoCities site.
We were in that web ring.
But we'll also include the link on our Facebook page. Did I even ask how you were doing?
You did, and I'm doing.
You just blew past it.
I tell you what, I'm doing really good. Doing really good.
No, your stocks are doing good.
I'm so I'm like I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So, if you all have retirement accounts, pretty soon you all will also have Tesla stock because they're about to be included in the S&P 500, which means pretty much everybody's retirement accounts that tracks S&P, or if you have a mutual fund or ETF, they're going to be forced to buy Tesla stock. So if you think the stock's high now, wait till all those orders go through.
I think Elon's high now.
And I'm high right now. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. So I wish I had more of it, but I don't. But still, either way, in 2 to 3 years, I'm either going to have a nice little chunk of change to help us with our move to Florida, if we need to buy some furnitures or whatnot, or whatever, down payment on a house. It could be that. Or, best case scenario, I have enough money to buy like 12 Cybertrucks.
Everyone gets their own Cybertruck.
Everyone gets a Cybertruck.
Or actually, buying the HasLab stuff.
Yeah, or a Unicron.
But you have to buy it aftermarket.
It's funny, as the stock price has gone up, though, I've always equated it to, like, things. So I'm like, oh, man, I don't want to buy that toy because that's, like, the price of a Tesla share. Now it's, like, at $1,200, there's nothing that I'm thinking about buying that's the price of a Tesla share. So
besides another Tesla share?
Possibly another Tesla share, yeah.
How much were shares when you got in on it?
When I very first got in on it, they were like almost $500 for something.
Wow.
And the last time that I bought, it was like 900. And I did buy it in the 900s because I saw this coming. So you have to learn to like read between the lines with Elon on Twitter. And 3 days before the end of the quarter, he changed his Twitter picture to like just a wall of fire from like one of the Falcon rockets. It was just like a wall of fire, and everybody was like, instantly was like, oh, he's about to burn the shorts. He does this every now and again. He'll tweet like just fire emojis or something like that. So whenever I see something like that, I'm like, oh, he must know they're about to beat expectations. So I immediately was like, Fidelity.com, how much can I buy? How much can I afford? And put my orders in. So it worked out.
When you log in, what username do you put? And I have a follow-up question.
Here, hold on. Let me. It's easy. It's my social security number. So just you want to write this down?
We'll put it in the chat. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll put the link. I'll put the link in the description. Anyway, end rant. I know this is not a Tesla stock channel. Probably would get a lot more views if it was, but it's not.
You just have to do your best Elon impression. I mean, there's not enough smoke in the room.
Sure, yeah. I mean, if you don't make stuff, there is no stuff.
It's like he's actually here.
What was that? There was a guy. He was like a jewelry dealer that used to sound like. He was like, I mean, of course, that's like saying like all South Africans sound alike. But there was like a
Ronnie
guy.
Mervis.
Yes, it was Ronnie Mervis.
That's from the DC. He's just the DC guy, but I remember that one because I met him one time at a DC 101 event back in the day when I lived in Maryland.
I can't say I know too many South Africans. So do they all sound?
Actually, they do. My ex-boss is South African.
Ah, man, this podcast is getting super racist.
You know the way.
Yeah, but we threw some economics in, so we kind of evened it out.
I mean,
okay.
I dated a South African for a few years, and she was Jewish on top of all that. So it's like,
well, that's kind of that cancels it. Yeah. Cancels it.
Did you turn her Jewish, even though you yourself are not?
I was very genteel about it.
Very good.
Oh God. Oy vey. That hurts.
I would. And anybody that's not currently in a relationship, I challenge you to try to convert your significant other to a religion that you yourself are not, just for funsies. Just convince them.
Is that like your vehicle to Scientology, Matt?
No, I mean, you don't need vehicle. Scientology finds you. whether you're ready or not.
Like you like walk in one day, you're like, Katie, I need to see how many thetans you have.
I don't know what that means.
No.
That's the Scientology thing I'm going to opt out of.
We should talk about Scientology.
We should do a B-side about it.
A whole hour.
What
on
is the
Scientology.
deal with Scientology?
What's the deal?
Just watch the episode of
All
South
I know
Park.
is
They
it has to
the
do with
best
the volcano
Yeah.
and souls that come
Nope.
out of a volcano.
Yeah.
Is it a
Watch the
volcano?
episode
Alien
of South Park.
souls.
They explain
Alien
it
souls.
beautifully.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's right.
Well, speaking of explaining things beautifully, True Star Screamer, how in the world are you doing, man?
Better than last week, I guess. Got a new shirt.
Sweet.
Nice. That's probably going to be the next one.
That's
I get.
new. You went in our back catalog for that one.
Well, the other shirt,
Back catalog.
the shirt that my daughter wanted me to get wasn't available.
I never did figure that out.
She's been seriously bugging me for that shirt.
What's
I'm like,
wrong
it ain't
with
gonna
this
happen,
one?
kid.
What's wrong with this?
Yes, I really wanted my daughter to be wearing that one.
Look,
She's not-
that's a litmus test, though. Anybody that sees your kid and identifies that shirt and questions you about it, you need to remove your child from the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to actually get a couple things on my hit list that I've really been wanting, and so which is kind of nice because, things will be probably the acquisitions will be waning for a little bit, but from Nate Simmons, sponsor of the show. Did I
Look
mention
at the
this
description.
last time I was on there?
Oh, I
That I
haven't
got
seen that. Well, I
the
haven't been
Revoltech
here
Harley?
in 3 weeks either.
No, let's embiggen you so we can see it.
No,
I
have not
love
seen
this
that.
figure.
I think you posted a picture of that in the chat, but you never talked about it yet.
Yeah, this is a great Revoltech figure, and yes, I got this from Nate Simmons. This is everything that is awesome about Revoltech. So it hides the joints beautifully. They're there. The joints are there, but things like the kneecaps are hidden right. The pants are taken care of. Like
Oh.
on her upper thigh, they drew more pants, so when you bend the leg over, there's not like a gap there. Faces are okay.
But
Yeah, no, it does not have a gappy butt. It
What
is.
about a
This is
gappy
this is
crotch?
not a storm. This is not a Storm Collectibles cami. And
I don't know.
Spike-
It's like Figuarts Cammy isn't any better.
Nope.
I mean, it's a little gappy on the shoulders. That's about it. But
that's normal for
But
Revoltech.
I was going to say that's a Revoltech thing.
but it's not like. But compared to everything else, like I said, like these knees are great. So this is one of the few
She
ones.
looks normal to me.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. She looks absolutely phenomenal. So I got my Revoltech Harley, who, as I said, I'm not gonna stop fiddling with her for the rest of the night.
I like that they weren't afraid to design her like sexy because that's not allowed anymore. So it's nice. And import companies don't give a shit. So
She's
In Japan,
she
they
is,
don't
but
care.
she's
Yeah.
realistic proportions though.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like she's not like
I mean- She looks like an anime cosplayer.
yeah. Like that could be a real chick.
Like I love this hand. It is very versatile.
And that Wiggum, I love the butt too. So we're all on the
Don't
same
we
page.
all?
We all.
She can boop her own nose, like she's booping her own
Picking
nose.
her no- Oh, okay.
Oh, that's adorable. Now you're selling it to me.
What kind of faces does she have? Does she have like a
I-
kissy face?
No, she's got like a shocked face and like a weird more anime face.
Does she have an angry
And the-
face?
Not quite rage. And then the pigtails, they're on Revoltech joints.
Does she have an O face?
She does have a shocked face, yes. How she was shocked, Joe, I'll leave that up to you.
Wait,
All
the,
right.
the Shocker's a different comics continuity.
That's true. Actually, that could
Look
be
there,
pulled from
there
several
she is.
different
She's
pictures.
pointing at her tush for you, right there
Does it
for
look
you,
like
Matt.
Rouge?
Right there for you. Just give her that. Looking all
Right.
coy for you.
Mm,
Matt just pre-ordered from Nate.
And both my hands are here. How did I do it?
We don't want to know.
How much was that,
Um,
Dave?
Kielbasa slam that pre-order button.
It was about 80
Did you say
bucks.
Cougar button?
80?
Yeah.
Pre-order
Comes with a
button.
lot of accessories though, right? Like, doesn't it come with like?
Oh yeah, the back. Unfortunately, I've already got the box stashed with my Revoltech boxes, but it's got. She comes with the bat. She comes with a mallet. She comes with a sound effect for them. Of course, with Revoltech comes with a stand and a plethora of hands and the faces. So
That's the
Gun-
thing SH Figure Arts needs to get their shit together on. Like, start giving out stands, you bastards.
yeah,
Yeah.
I told Figure Arts actually has dropped from the standard of imports for me. That's like a whole
I
different
agree.
conversation.
I totally agree.
I canceled
then,
my Mandalorian and Child pre-orders. I'm
Just
liking
going
them.
Mass Effect.
Yeah, I'm liking that more. The more I see it.
Then I was able to get the Predator Alpha, the 100th Predator made by NECA. This is absolutely gorgeous, and it's like different plastic material from other NECA figures. It's supposed to be much more less shelf divey. The helmet is the helmet is based actually off of the one that Jean-Claude Van Damme was wearing when he was in the Predator costume.
What?
Before
I did not know that.
yeah, he was the original Predator.
Nah.
Yeah, he was.
In
And then,
the original Predator movie? Wow.
And then he got recast, and they brought Stan Winston redesigned the costume, and they got the guy from Harry and the Hendersons to be in the Predator costume.
You one ugly son of a bitch.
I believe it was one ugly motherfucker.
Yes.
Oh,
And then
I
I
like
did
Yellow
find my
Ranger.
Yellow Ranger in the wild. I found her in a Walmart, of all places.
Yeah, I saw one the other day too, and I was shocked.
So I pretty much have my team. You know, unless of course they probably have to redo the Black Ranger, but I can make my Mega Blaster. So I'm happy with that. And then last,
Did you open
it? I've
Did you open
kind
it?
of been out of the nerd room every night except last night for the last week, T-Man. Sorry. But
Disappointment.
It's been a rough week, man. And then finally, from the only event I've ever won on a Facebook group, I got the MDX Blade.
Oh yeah, you opened that. Since you opened that, there was no need to open anything else.
It's like, it's funny. Like I didn't. This actually wasn't the blade I wanted. I was hoping it'd be the one with the trench coat. Then I looked up what this guy's going for, and I'm like, I'm gonna tuck this guy away for a while. I think might get a couple pictures out of him, and then just stash him away because certain mezcos are almost as good as Tesla stock, apparently.
Oh.
So
You could sell all your Mezcos, Dave, and buy Tesla stock.
I only have. This is the only mezco I have.
Oh, I'm sorry, you can't buy Tesla stock.
No.
Really?
I mean, it's
Yeah,
$1,200 a share.
And the mezco.
I have more mezcos than Dave.
This one cost me only $15.
I thought you had other Mezcos.
Oh yeah.
No. I don't have any mezcos. I don't have any Mafex except for one Spider-Man I bought from a trade.
How many Marvel Legends do you have?
Too goddamn many. But the thing is, okay, one wave of Marvel Legends costs the same as almost one Mafex right now. Just about. Or, you know, I've got more. I'd say I'm probably more Storm collectibles than anything right now when it comes to imports. I don't think I've bought a figure art in like 4 years. Wow.
No, I mean you got Bison.
Oh, right. True. Good point. The Street Fighter ones. My mistake. Like that's how I'm out of it. And now I have zero desire to own Sagat. I saw that. How bad the height is.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Sagat to get cheap.
That's probably what I would do. I mean, if I get a Sagat, I'll wait for him to go down in price. Like, but dude, he's like so much tinier than he should be.
Right.
There's a joke there somewhere.
Probably.
Get the Storm version.
Speaking of tinier than he should be.
Uh-oh.
Wait, I've already spoken.
Which one of us? Come on.
I'm glad I went first.
Oh, T-Man, you know it's going to be you because
It had to be you.
Well, he did lose
that
like 4
Skywarp
inches of
and
height because of the
Thundercracker.
haircut.
Joe's got a good point there.
Oh, did you see me walk in there?
I watched the toy hunt today.
Well,
Anyway,
after this part, I'm gonna move back to the next room because I'm realizing this is the bad reception room for me. But I'm doing good.
you could not have timed that any
To
better.
the point where I knocked everything on the floor.
Oh, God.
That needs to be GIFed right there.
It needs to be a video clip. I'm doing good.
With the sound
almost,
effect.
that's almost because all my stuff
around.
falling.
So yeah, he obviously can't handle the pressure. So who's next?
Because he's
How
in
do
front
I?
of the camera.
Oh, wait, I see.
I think he's frozen.
I think the pressure got to
Oh
him.
man.
I think I was right.
Wait,
Oh, there we go.
can y'all still hear me?
We
Yeah,
got
I
you
hear
now.
you.
As soon as he gets behind the camera, he's fine.
Wait, all right.
You might want to move to the good
And
reception
is
room.
Awesome. I still need to review that. Cyrax Storm Collectibles. We're not doing.
We're definitely not doing something.
This episode of Figure Action brought to you by Nate's Toys and Collectibles. Nate's Toys and Collectibles for all your collecting needs and things you don't need. Visit Nate's Toys and Collectibles on Facebook.
We need to make a shitty commercial for Nate.
Wait a minute,
Like,
that has nothing to do with what I just said because that was
No,
awesome.
no, I like you know how like you have the shitty infomercials where like people reach into the cupboards and like all the pots and pans come out. Like,
Damn
we need
it!
to- like, why don't I have any action figures? Can someone help me? Nate comes in. Hi, I'm Nate.
All right.
Walmart's letting you down. Shelves not being restocked. Is it still Wave 1 when you go online and see that Wave 3 is already out? Well, we have the man for you. Go to Nate's Toys and Collectibles. That's right. Pre-order, pay, stay at home, play another video game, and the toys arrive to you.
And they arrive, all right.
Eventually.
Do you live in the tri-state area? Did Kevin Womack empty all the shelves in your
Right.
Then call Nate's Toys and Collectibles.
Coming soon, Womack's Toys and Collectibles.
All right,
you can
T.
do that.
All right,
for real.
T.
From the top.
All
I
right.
turn
T.
my Wi-Fi off. My Wi-Fi sucks balls. But Cyrax, I don't know what y'all heard, but he's cool. Cyrax from Storm Collectibles. Look at him. He's awesome.
I'm looking at him on my
Also,
shelf next to Smoke
From
and
Storm
Cyrax.
Also from Storm Collectibles is Cammy. She looks awesome. I did a review on her. You can see how awesome she might be or may not be,
I would see some gaps.
and see if the
I hope
awesome
YouTube doesn't.
outweighs.
I hope YouTube doesn't
Like that
flag
guy?
us for that.
We didn't flag his video, so we're probably all right.
It's like, is that a camel toe?
She might be feeling a little
I
draft.
think you mean a
You might-
cami toe.
Cammy
They might
toe.
flag us for this. Look, wang it. Now we're gonna get
That's
flagged.
for the butterfly joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That is
all the
a-
way down there in the center of our chest. I also got Chromar here.
She's got
who looks
OnlyFans
like-
grip.
Yes. He looks like a GoBot. You know what? I think I played with a toy that resembled this that was a GoBot.
It was a power
It
dasher.
Did he turn into a gun?
Oh, no.
I know what you're talking about. though.
I
There
know what
was-
you're talking about too. I'll see if I can find a picture.
Now I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
And you might see behind them or him, I got these guys. Guy Warp with his weird yelling face. And Thundercracker, who's also happy to just be here. And randomly, from no effort randomness, this showed up to me.
Which
I told him
Batman is
don't
that?
go broke randomly sending me stuff. This is Batman McFarlane Toys White Knight. And he's actually better than I thought he would be.
Very cool series.
That's
I
Is that
hope
the
they get
Batman
into it.
series?
Nate tells me, but Nate tells me to read it.
Is that the Batman series where he goes around just defending chicks on the internet?
No. Actually, the story is that the Joker goes sane. He reverts back to being Jack Napier, and he is trying to truly defend Gotham, and he is being Gotham's White Knight by trying to take out Batman in the first series. And then in the second series, Azrael is his adversary. And it's a very cool Batman continuity.
Because Batman
Actually
ends
has
up flipping his shit.
I do recommend it.
If she has learned a lot in 2
Batman
minutes,
crazy.
that will happen.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
That will happen when you're around T or Dave.
What's
We
up,
get-
yo?
we-
And
We get this
lastly, I got the Doom Marauder right here. I wasn't gonna get it until 2-0 showed me that it had a rotation, which Steve does not have. And I'm like, that's the one thing I wanted for him to have.
They need to redo the
Yeah.
Doomslayer. Because the Marauder is essentially, it's a similar armor to the Slayer. I mean, I think there's not to spoil Doom Eternal, but there's a reason why the armors have similar notes, similar design choices.
I think they changed. I think he has a universal ball joint that you can't use. So
Yes.
they just scrapped that and they put a regular ball peg under here, which works way better.
Yep.
Because trying to get that ball joint to move under this is a joke. But yeah, that's it. I broke out my Titans Returns Blitzwing and realized he's humongous. I forgot how tall he is compared to the other Voyager class people. If you could see Shockwave right there.
Dude, I'm getting
I
car
hate this
sick.
camera. I hate that I can't control the camera. But yeah.
It's in your hand.
That's about that.
So, look, let me interject something. We have a Teespring shop, right? We sell shirts on there. They're at a reasonable price. If you all watching and those that watch on the rewatch later when it uploads, if you would please buy some shirts, we will make sure that money goes to getting T a new internet, a brand new internet. Because oh my god.
There's an irony though. Like I gotta say, like T has some of the cleanest videos in the review business.
But they're not live usually.
But all right. Speaking of live, is a live gigawatt a thing?
I think once the name of that figure came out, it was going to be another Rumble frenzy for the fans. Is it gigawatt or gigawatt?
Wouldn't that be more GIF?
I think so.
They're
No,
gonna say
that's been settled.
anyone who says gigawatt is just trying to be annoying.
Their internet is full of people that are trying to be annoying.
Why-
so I don't
why
think
would
that
anyone
argument is
think-
going anywhere.
Why would anyone think it's gigawatt?
Because that's what Doc Brown says erroneously through all the movies.
But it's,
10,000 gigawatts! Great
But-
Scott!
but it's a gigawatt.
But not in the Back to the Future world.
In the
Right.
in the Pornhub version, it's gigolos.
And that's still, you still need 1.21 to do what you need to do.
Gigalos.
Hi, everybody. Nate's Toys. No, we did that already.
We did.
I'm great. I've actually, what Joe doesn't know is that I got in on the Tesla stock before he did.
Oh no shit.
I actually bought it when it was like 3 or 4 farthings from Nikola Tesla himself. And
Oh,
it's
boy.
been paying me dividends since then. So you think You think you got in on the ground floor close to it? Buddy, I've been in it since day one. All right.
I don't know if I should tell him that I've logged into his brokerage account and made myself his beneficiary, or if I should inform him that it doesn't pay dividends.
But that couldn't have worked because I thought Nikola Tesla's stock was then stolen by Edison and copied and then made redundant for a while.
That's a historical joke.
Yes, that was a historical joke.
Wait, Matt goes and looks at his stocks. This is Edison stock. It's worthless. Damn it!
Damn it! Stupid Nate not shipping our Unicrons out.
I bet he's on the boat playing with all of them.
He's not on the boat. They're at his house. He's sitting on them watching this fucking show right now.
He made a throne of Unicrons.
He did.
Yeah.
He's sitting on his throne of Unicrons right now, watching you complain.
But no, I'm fantabulous. I'm off for 4 days starting tomorrow, so all is well. I received absolutely nothing new since last I was on the show, so I could just take the time allocated and just kind of stare.
I was going to ask, did you get a new mic? Earlier, everything you were doing was so amplified.
No, I was actually just talking louder, I think.
I think I can hear you. I can hear you moving your hand on the table and putting that cup down everywhere.
My tea has had a substantial amount of Jack Daniels in it, so I might be louder. And the mug is substantial too, so when I set it down, you're gonna hear it. Sorry,
It's a hefty thud.
it is. It's a good mug. You don't want to drop it on your toe. So I did get you. No one's ever seen this mug before. I got a mug, but that was a long time ago, so that doesn't count. Jordan, how are you? That's not Jordan. Keep throwing buttons.
That's definitely not Jordan.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm doing pretty good. I also have a bit of a 4-day weekend. Well, I took a half day today. We went and got Korean barbecue for lunch, which is awesome. I haven't had it since February. And the place we go to, it's called Iron Age. They've got them kind of peppered all over the country. And it's basically, you come in, you pay a flat rate. You can get whatever meats you want. You cook it yourself at the table. And they added pork belly, which they didn't have before.
You can eat.
Yeah. And it's only $25 a person, which is also awesome. They added pork belly to their
Is that made from real Kim Jong-un?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
And he comes to the table, and you have to say, there's Dennis Rodman over there. He comes over, he pulls out his binoculars and leans over the table, and you just take your meat shears out and get whatever you want.
Is it like the Mezco blade that comes with him without wedding dress? Like trench coat,
basically.
trench coat.
Can you do it to go box?
No, you can't do it to go. But what's weird is that they will charge you. It's like one of the few all-you-can-eat places where they're like, you get a 20% fee if you leave shit at the table.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like, did you guys ever go to a summer camp when you're kids, and they had the thing where if you had whatever table had the most wasted food was shamed, and the table that wasted the least amount of food got a prize.
Jordan, no one here went to Nazi summer camp like you, okay? That's crazy. What are they doing to these poor kids?
I can definitely attest I did not go to a Nazi summer camp, but my rabbi would not have approved.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, I
was gonna say I can't go to there because I know I wouldn't eat $25 worth of food.
No, you'd be surprised because it's if you go there in a group. I mean, basically, you go and you tell them what meats you want. You put it in the wok, and it's best to go in a group with a lot of people because then you just take what you want as you want to eat it, and they bring you out you get rice and radishes, and there's a cabbage salad there. So I mean, that sort of stuff, it's fine. They don't dock you for not eating that, but it's not like a fogo de chao or a Brazilian steakhouse. It's kind of from my experience, it's kind of hard to waste food there, just because they'll come out and they'll bring you one steak, and if you have four or six people, you're not going to waste a lot. Lex and I, we've been many times, so we know exactly what we're getting into. But if you're going there just by yourself or with a couple people, yeah, you could probably get in trouble. Most of the time we go, it's like a group of four. and at that, that's the best way to go. Well,
Nightwing, you got to pay for that food too.
Yeah,
the food at your house you had to pay for.
Like all the steaks are marinated. They have like 25 different meats, so you can get like four, like I want to say it's between 4 and 6 different steaks, a bunch of different beef bulgogis. My favorite is the Hawaiian bulgogi, which is like it's marinated in like a soy sauce and comes with pineapple.
Okay, you can buy soy sauce, you can buy pineapple, and
yeah, but I mean, if you want to go and buy a variety of meats and cook them up, and then there's no cleanup required.
And bulgogi is a fun word to say.
Bulgogi is a very fun word to say. So is bibimbap, but they don't have that there.
And it's more fun than being at your house because you've been sick and tired of looking at your house.
Exactly. And then, we're just we're gonna have kind of a low key weekend, do some yard work, and hopefully relax finally. Because it's been an adventure having a puppy, so hopefully get some time to relax, maybe play a video game finally, enjoy myself a little bit. So I'm hopeful to have like a nice little meetup with family. My aunt's having a small get together on Saturday, so hoping to go over to her house, get in the pool, have some hamburgers and hot dogs, and then just relax. As for what I got, I too got the Doom Marauder, and he is awesome. So far, he is my favorite McFarlane figure. I was a little bit hesitant to get this just because of how crappy the Doomslayer is. And I thought the Doomslayer was going to be awesome, but they were so slavish with that sculpt that they allowed the sculpt details like the biceps and all to get in the way of the articulation, and they don't do that here. And I would prefer like thigh and bicep rotation, but I'm happy that they at least have like the knees and elbows, and the wrists are, for me, the wrists are like what make the figure. I mean, I would have liked some butterfly joints on here, but I like the range of motion. He's got a nice ball peg here, like T had mentioned. He's also got a waist swivel, which you get some good range on. Double ball peg in the head. So really, I recommend this for $20. It's a great pickup. And I mean, this axe is fucking sick. Like, this is like one of my favorite accessories, and it's so simplistic. I like how it has all the runes sculpted in there, and it's like the right level of translucent plastic, so it picks up all that detail. And he's got the dry brushing on the skull. Really
For the
cool.
Transformers nerds, it looks like it has Cybertronian writing all over it.
It does. It does kind of look like Cybertronian glyphs. And speaking of Transformers, I got myself this in the mail today, courtesy of the Toy Guy. Had this guy on pre-order for a while. He was supposed to be out in March, and this is
happened.
Fans Toys Magnum. I haven't transformed it yet, and funny enough, I didn't get to open it up until right before the show, so I don't. I popped a repro label on there and kind of posed him around a little bit. I did. I watched Bobby's video and Sony's video, so shout out to TM Reviews.
So you've seen that he seems to be, dare I say, fun to transform for fans?
Yeah. So after I fix the shins, because my shins are having the same issue where they don't want to tab in, I'm probably going to give that a go. But mine so far doesn't seem to have any QC issues, which is nice because that's like 3 for 3 with the past Fans Toys releases. Actually, 4 for 4 for the past Fans Toys releases. I need to have like a sign, like days since the last third-party QC issue. Just
Why would you
up.
declare that before you transformed it? That's just asking for trouble.
Because it's me, and if I didn't, we wouldn't have hashtag zero luck.
That's true.
Anyway, let's get into some news for the week. It's funny, just so much stuff's coming out. It's such a weird time right now because we don't have the conventions, we don't have the Comic-Con coming up like in the traditional sense. But it's nice that we at least have a steady stream of news. Stuff seems to be coming out. So again, if you notice tonight's show title, it's very Back to the Future-y. And And that has a lot to do with the reveal that came out today. We knew this was coming. It came last week, but we've had the full reveal details for the Back to the Future crossover Gigawatt figure. And I think this one's a little bit more divisive than Ectotron. What do you guys think?
Dave first.
I am not a fan of the molds. I mean, the alt mode's gorgeous, but I would not have picked that body for a base. I mean, well, you guys have heard my arguments in the chat. I think they should have gone with the Cliff Jumper body, personally.
I mean, I'm a fan of the mold, but not for this use. I personally think
that do you have a picture of the robot mode?
Yeah. So
go to that one because the car mode looks great. The car mode looks great. The flight mode looks great. The doors look great. Oh dear God, that chest is utter yeah.
But I don't know if is that the mold's fault or is that the DMC's fault?
It's Hasbro's fault. Ran lazy.
They probably
give us a new toy.
I'm not sure why they would introduce the figure in comic book today.
Or why not tomorrow when it's the anniversary?
Hasbro just does. That's the thing. They just kind of. Yeah, I think maybe part of it is trying to stay ahead of leaks.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, this. And again, of course, our established audience isn't privy to our chats, but I think the Cliff Jumper mold would have been a much better way of going with it. Yes, it would have been smaller, but I think it would have handled the way that backpack goes. It would have handled the Mr. Fusion backpack a lot better. The head mold still would have worked fine. The chest still would have worked fine. The way the Cliff Jumper legs transform were absolutely awesome. And then you could have packed in a lot more accessories. I think probably the biggest accessory I would have wanted would have been, flame car tracks, to put behind him. I think that would have been.
I don't know if the doors would have worked because the doors are part of his Cliff Jumper's windshield is on his chest.
I could have but you see, but using that Cliff Jumper mold, I would have forgiven the doors.
I think the doors thing that's probably one of the deciding factors when they chose the mold, because that's going to be the first question is A, does it have gull wing doors? B, does it have a flux capacitor? And I mean, this has obviously got, I think I counted 3 different nuances, 3 different changes to the transformation on this, at least just from the pictures. But just being able to engineer those doors on this probably made the deciding factor when they were looking which mold to convert. Because I would argue, too, that the Wheeljack mold probably could have been good for this, too.
I would have given you that as well, actually.
But the doors wouldn't have worked like this on that one.
There was fan art, too, where someone had made a quote-unquote masterpiece kit bash out of a Prowl or a Datsun figure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they could have used the what they're using for the Blue Streak mold. I mean, it might have been a little plain, but I think it would have handled the chest a lot better than this.
Because the size of the chest is not that's the design of the car.
Yeah.
So, but again, that mold doesn't have any way for the chest to collapse. So yeah, you get this big bulky area.
I think the other problem I have with it too is that it's not really evocative of anything. We've seen the leaked Maverick figure, and Ectotron's been out for over a year now.
Yeah,
and both of those are really evocative of Top Gun and Ghostbusters. I mean, Ectotron kind of nailed the Ghostbusters jumpsuit, and Maverick looks like a flight suit and kind of has some notes of Leader One from the GoBots. I mean, it really could be a Leader One stand-in.
I think they're hoping for that chest unit with the time digits on there.
And the goggles.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked about this last week. I don't want that figure to look like Doc, or I don't want it to look like Marty. I want it to be its own figure.
Right.
So I'm okay with kind of what they did here. I guess I'll come out and say that while there's things about this that I don't like, I like it a lot.
I like all of it.
Do you have any?
I don't
concerns
care
saying
about the
it's
robot
Steve?
mode at all.
But here's the thing though. You could, man, I'm blocked by Yoshi's face here.
Sorry.
It's an improvement.
We'll get back to that question because I want to bring up the current paint they've been doing on the mainline stuff.
You could buy a replica Lamborghini that will have the folding doors. So if I'm
Right.
buying a transforming version of it, I want all the transforming parts I want to like all the transforming parts.
Yeah,
And I think
but
I
when
think they did
put
a
it
better
on
job with
display-
Ectotron. To be
Like
honest.
if I'm gonna
Oh,
put
yeah.
something on display, I'm gonna put it on display in the form that makes the most sense to me. Like
Right, but then in
most
that
of
case, then
my-
you might as well have bought a DeLorean
No,
Back
it's
to the
like
Future.
I
collector's
know that it
piece.
can transform, so that's cool for me because I know it can transform. But I'm gonna put it on my desk at work, and it's gonna be a DeLorean.
Yeah, this
And
is the
someone's
opposite
gonna
of
walk by and
the.
be like, "Oh, cool, you have a DeLorean." I'm like, "Ah, that's a transformer." They're gonna be like, "No shit," and I'm gonna transformer for them. They're gonna be like, "Wow, that's awesome."
You're
I
gonna be
think
like, no shit.
another thing too is that we know we're getting this Maverick, and this doesn't appear to be any existing mold.
I haven't seen
And-
this picture.
I think you were off that week, but we know this is a real deal thing.
Oh,
Yeah, the
he's
movie got
inverted.
pushed back, so
Yeah.
this has all probably been shelved.
And I mean, again, don't know what the transformation is. It could be a heavy retool, but I mean, this just looks really good from the the photo there. I think somebody has it out of the box, but it's a shame if
they're going to make a Jetfire out of that Top Gun. I bet you.
I think it's probably too small.
They might get sued if they do that because it looks just like what is it, Robotech? Macross.
Macross, yeah.
Macross.
But Joe's argument is just the opposite of like someone that gets a Fans Toys figure and never transforms it. Like, I know it. Why not just get a statue? I know it transforms. I like the idea that it can transform, but I never want to. I want to keep it in this mode. Where now he's saying, and I agree. Like, I'm going to keep it in car mode. Why wouldn't I just get a model DeLorean? Well, because I like the idea that it transforms too.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just the whole thing with it being a crossover. Again, it's got. Definitely has the chest that rotates. It's got the gull-wing doors that open, and it's got the rotating tires now. There is some engineering going into this a little above and beyond.
Yeah.
Except that what is going on with that windshield?
Yeah.
Why
It's
would they
thicker.
not have opaque windshield?
It should have been like a dark black.
It should have just been painted black.
transparent.
It doesn't even
Yeah.
have to be transparent. It should have been black. Just this shit black.
Yeah.
Repro label.
Yeah, or reflective tape
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
on that. Would be the way to go.
And then as for the paint on here, it looks kind of minimal. I'd be willing to bet that they're not, because I've actually not only seen but I've ridden in a real DeLorean, and it's a very distinct brushed stainless steel look. And this to
Go
me
back to
looks like
the
it's
bot mode.
There used to be a nightclub. I don't know if it's still there anymore,
That
but in the
looks like
Inner
stainless
Harbor,
steel.
there was a bar I used to hang
Yeah.
out called the Have a Nice Day Cafe.
Yep.
Oh,
That had
yeah.
that had a DeLorean parked right next to the dance floor, or DeLorean shell.
This looks like they're just texturing it on here.
So
So-
is that painted? Is it
Just
gray
like
paint?
Seeds, probably.
Yeah. I
What
mean,
if they made
this,
it out of real stainless steel, though.
they made it out of real stainless steel. Yeah, it would
That
look
would be
way,
awesome.
yeah.
Then you don't have to worry about paint chipping.
But
I don't think it would chip.
Yeah, I don't worry about Hasbro paint chipping. I mean, I regularly take the mainline stuff, flip them back and forth, and I've had zero issues. They've
By the
actually,
way, are we not going to call out Yoshi for saying I really don't know a thing about figures?
No, he's an art comic kind of guy, so he's never pretended to know to really buy in on the figure stuff.
He probably knows more than I do.
You know what? The
That's
artwork
not
for this
saying
guy.
much.
Do we have the cartoon image with him and
yeah,
Dr.
we
Marty?
do. Oh, with him and
Like-
Doc and Marty, no.
Yeah, it's the next shot.
It is.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You're right.
I was gonna say I didn't think there was.
There is. There's
And
that
that-
other issue of the comic.
In that illustration, it looks
Oh, here it is.
like that. It looks right. That looks like something that would be in an 80s cartoon from back then.
Yeah.
That
Like
makes
that-
sense, but the toy doesn't look as good for whatever reason, even though it looks just like that.
Well, it's because reality normally doesn't live up to fiction.
But that definitely looks like, you know what? It's because they designed his body like they did for the G1 artwork, where they had
Yeah.
those big hands. So that's like retro and nostalgic. And then Doc and Marty are retro and nostalgic. You're just getting it for the name recognition, and it turns into a DeLorean that can fly and has a Mr. Fusion and the little tripwire thing. Can the Mr. Fusion come off?
I'm not sure.
Well, are we gonna not get all that when we get the regular version? Like, what was limited about the limited, other than it being limited?
So the rumor now is that the Walmart ones is there was only run of 1,985, and each package has individually numbered license plate, one out of that number.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
So as far as like accessories or differences to the figure, we don't know, but we think it's just going to be a difference in packaging. The rumor is that the packaging is going to be more evocative of the like Ectotron was in.
Yeah.
Where this one
is
is.
it gonna be on the car? Or
No,
is
it's
it
right there.
separate?
You can see
Yeah.
it right there on the box.
I was gonna say, well, that's still gonna be very, because whoever gets number 1985 is gonna have
Oh,
like the one.
No, the
But if that was
vehicle.
Or
on,
19
if it was actually on the car, holy shit!
No, the car itself has got the out of time license plate on the back.
At
Yeah.
the time, yeah.
They actually have that.
Which is this. Let's talk about
Image
that for a
shot
second,
here.
though. Is that this? Someone said that the next version, the mass release version, is going to be a different version of the DeLorean. This is actually two versions of the DeLorean rolled into one. It's part 1 and part 2.
oh no.
Mhm.
So
Don't tell me
I don't
that.
know where they're not going to release the fucking Back to the Future Part 3 with the parts all over it. It's just not going to happen. So I can't see them doing anything different except maybe taking away some accessories. Maybe that pole. That might be the only difference because that pole is the thing that makes it Back to the Future Part 1.
Now, as long as it's easier to get than Ectotron was initially.
In before somebody takes a picture of it being pushed by Astro Train.
And there's another that how easy is that reuse of Astro Train? Why would they not simultaneously do both of those, the time train and this? Because what the hell are you going to use Astro Train for?
Yeah, give him the toy deco.
Give
That's
him
about all I can think of.
Give him the time train.
Yeah, that's really all I can think of is either give him the toy deco or do some sort of shattered glass thing. So
You know what? Whoever
they-
gets 1955 would be good too.
that
Yep.
would be a good one.
Oh yeah.
Or
yeah.
1855.
So, did anybody manage to get a pre-order on this from Walmart?
I don't think it
Hell
ever
no.
even like went live.
I got an email saying it came back in stock, but of course it wasn't in stock when I looked.
I think that was like the
Page never
general,
loaded for
general
me. All I
consensus.
ever got was the oops.
and he's
Yeah.
he's what? He's $30.
30, yeah.
Yeah.
So I started refreshing the page at about 12:55 and did it for an hour and a half.
Well, you're
Pretty-
the
pretty-
reason why this site went down.
Well, the posting never went live. So then all of the official accounts, Transformers accounts, posted that it was live and go get it and here's the link, and it never went live. So everyone was thinking, well, maybe they meant it to be tomorrow because that's the anniversary date. But again, all the official social media channels posted that it was live and ready to go.
I'm gonna
So then
check
about
Walmart's Twitter
5:30,
feed.
about
yeah,
5:30
They're saying we're sorry. All
you
you
checked
fellow
that too
collectors,
fast. I don't believe you.
We really wanted to get you this figure, but Matt McCarl crashed our website. So
Yeah,
Again.
stupid Biff.
I'm
So-
on the link right now, refreshing.
So long story short, I heard if you look on the website on the TFW, people have did manage to pre-order it. So it did go live for about 11 seconds and then died.
Wow.
Because if you look at the posting, it was maximum per person was either 12 or 16.
Jesus.
Shit, really?
It wasn't 2, it was double digits. So
We're not
there you go
facilitating
right
the
there.
scalper market. Not
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So Nate Simmons knows where if you want one, Nate Simmons knows where you can get one for about $700 off of eBay. So contact Nate's
I
Toys and
saw-
Collectibles.
I saw over $1,000.
Did you?
Oh my god.
Did you get
Yeah.
2 of them? I'll take
Wait,
one
but
for
that
my
is a
birthday.
Oh,
Tesla
no.
share.
Mm-mm.
So Joe's going to sell one of his Tesla shares for a DeLorean.
Not happening.
But anybody that wants this and doesn't know what we're talking about for the other one, Hasbro Pulse and other retailers, fan channels are going to get the non-exclusive version that's going to drop in October.
When was
So
this?
there's-
Is this one shipping right now, or is it not shipping until?
I have no idea.
October?
Yeah, I don't even see it on Walmart's site right now.
You can
Yeah.
only get through it from the direct link. You can't search for it.
I bet
tried
you it's
everything.
shipping right now, and a whole bunch of people are going to have it, and we're going to be jealous.
I still have the link on my phone, and it's still refreshing to the page cannot be found.
Don't worry, T-Man. Shardamus's will receive his about 2 days before yours shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't have to try for his. They sent in his for free.
Probably.
So interestingly enough, I'm reading on Slash Gear. There's a footnote to this. It says, you might notice upon closer inspection, this toy is not actually a DMC brand vehicle.
Yeah.
It is not actually a real DeLorean vehicle. It's only a Transformer. It's officially branded by Transformers and the Back to the Future movie franchise, but it's not really a DeLorean as such. Just a time machine. Apparently, also, the comic book series will be a 4-parter. So.
Yep, there's no logo on the front of the car.
Yeah.
You can repro labels.
Maybe.
You can 3D print a label.
So I'm not like in love with this thing, but for the price and the nostalgia factor, I think I'm in, regardless of which one I can get. How are you guys feeling on it?
I want one. I don't know why I want one.
I want one if you didn't already.
It's ugly.
Notice.
It's hideous.
I think right here, this is why you want one.
Well, too. I mean, the alt mode, like Joe had said, the alt mode nails it. I think. I mean, it's as close as you can get with a retail level release on the Transformers figure, except for the fucking windshield.
You know you know what the windshield looks like? You're not going to be able to unsee it. It looks like Wheelie from the Revenge of the Fallen movies, like smashed up against in there.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Oh.
Now, does it actually have a panel there, or is it literally just?
No, I think it's clear. I think it's clear plastic.
Because that looks like there's nothing there.
I wonder if it's the same. I got to go grab my Sideswipe. I wonder if it's the same design that's like under Sideswipe's hood, and you just don't notice it because you know that. And the reason I asked that is I wonder if the windshields are interchangeable. Because then you could just buy, a Sideswipe and put that black windshield on there.
Or cannibalize a Sideswipe if you have like 5 of them and never transform them again.
Sideswipe's windshield goes back further, a lot further.
Oh.
Yeah, the whole car is a redesign from what I'm looking at.
Joe was just like, "It's a different car, idiot."
The arms and legs are the most obvious holdovers.
Same engineering, but everything else is different.
I wish they showed his back.
You got Harley there, man. You got your fill.
No, that's not what I meant. Because I'm wondering about that windshield. Because as you said, is that a real windshield or not? What if it's not? And what you're looking at is just the bottom of his feet pressed up there because they didn't put a windshield there.
I don't know. That's gotta be.
It'll be fine.
To re-rail us, how many other stories we got? Because I'm done with this.
Yeah, we'll move on. I think the general consensus. Well, Dave, are you in for this?
Nope.
So 4 out of 5 figure actioners are in for this, and I think for the most part, one's only in for myself.
2.
It's like 2. It's like we don't know why we want it.
No, I'm getting 16 of them.
So let's get into some more exciting stuff. Last Friday, right after the show, Hasbro had their Fan First Friday reveals. They had some cool stuff, so we'll gloss over some of this. First
Dead
up,
Prime.
Dead Prime Day exclusive. I want him, but we'll leave it at that because I'm special. So Dead Prime Day exclusive. We knew it was coming. They're calling it Alternate Universe Optimus Prime, which is weird. But this is where we start to get into the interesting stuff.
I want to say real quick on the Dead Prime. I would buy
Cylon.
that if it was a Dark Awakening Prime.
We know. I think we have said that 4 times every time we have brought up this Prime. You have said you want the Dark Awakening Prime with the zombie eye, chucking hot rod across the room because it
Removable
traumatized
arm.
you as a kid.
Yeah. And then
If it was
seriously,
him,
he
I'd
wants
want
it.
some dull colors.
Where'd Dave go? Oh, he's gone. That's craziness. It's this weird stream thing. I don't know.
And then
why.
I would like, and once again, we've heard that over and over again. What?
Well, I'm gonna keep bringing it up
All right.
until somebody
So
does it. Okay.
Is this a crossover with Transformers and Battlestar Galactica?
No.
Ish. It could be. They could have made this a Cylon, but no, this is the Centurion from IDW. And this figure on its own, I don't think a lot of people were excited for, though I do like this
Nope.
deco. T, come on, man.
Once I saw the little the accessories, that made my day, and I didn't care about anything else.
Well, let me just be honest with this. I do really like this deco, because if they just made it one color, it would have been like, I don't know. But there's a lot of nice breakup with the silver and the red accents here. I think people are selling it a little bit short. When I first saw this, I thought it was going to be like the Hydra soldiers. I was like, they're probably going to sell it for $15 and it's going to be a troop builder. But they surprised us, and this actually comes with a very robust accessory pack.
For only $10 more.
Everything you've been complaining about that you didn't get.
So
That's
what?
right.
Wow, look at all that stuff that has nothing to do with the actual figure.
What's really funny is it's the retail is supposed to be $30, but if you got in on it early last week after the Fan First Friday event, they actually had this guy listed for pre-order in Hasbro Pulse for $20. I was able to secure a pre-order. I think everybody here was able to, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And
So
he's
we
up
got
to
the
30 now.
accessories for free.
Yes, exactly. So you get a
Or you could
cage.
say we get half of a Centurion for free.
You get a cage for your Energon, or not your Energon, your Siege Ravage. Of course, I'm sure they'll do an Earthrise. They'll probably do Earthrise cassettes. I think it's a no-brainer, especially since. Well, we'll get into that in a little bit because figures are getting reissued.
Paint
I
it
think
yourself. Jetpack.
you get a little sound wave. Trailbreaker's not out, but his radar dish, a couple of Energon cubes, roller, all the stuff we've been asking for. The drill gun for Ironhide, the kind of generic blaster for, and I think this is a Bumblebee blaster. The gas glass cannon, a shockwave gun, a little reflector or refractor, and I guess this is supposed to be the Optimus Prime.
They said that pairs with Unicron.
What's that? The Optimus Prime?
Oh yeah,
they said the scale with your Unicron, which doesn't make any sense to me. But.
Hey, I'll take it. He can have a little chibble of gray plastic that.
I didn't even consider that
$10.
about it. $10 extra. The whole package is $30.
Yeah.
But the Trailbreaker thing is interesting. I didn't even think about that. The figure's not even out yet. So they took an accessory that could still be paired with the thing that hasn't released yet. And they're like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
You're going to put this in this accessory pack.
Yep. I was getting ready to say, we know that we could have given you Optimus Prime's axe and roller and the jetpack, and we could have given Megatron his mace, and we could have given Soundwave some Energon cubes, but fuck you, nope. You get to buy all of it for $10 extra in a $30 figure that you probably really don't want anyway.
Unless you got lucky, and you're paying $20.
Hey, look, sideswipe.
It's yellow sideswipe.
So we're getting Tiger
He's the
Track.
new Seeker mold.
What's interesting about this is he's the first of the Space Lamborghinis to get the appropriate weapons. So there's a big deal with him. He's a Generation Select.
Also, one of the first figures in this event that sold out. I was shocked.
I was too. I got mine pre-ordered. But yeah, I was shocked because Masterpiece Tiger Track was very easy to get for a very long time. I think he looks all right. I still dislike the fact that none of the Space Lamborghinis have, the correct color plastic here to make a comprehensive car. I mean, I guess it's still comprehensive, and it kind of works out a little bit better in the black and yellow motif.
I thought Red Alert. I can't remember what color Red Alert was right there.
Black.
Is this Earthrise?
No, it's just
Yeah,
Generation
it's-
Select.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but it's War for Cybertron trilogy. What somebody mentioned, and I didn't think about this. Originally, Sideswipe was supposed to be yellow, and he was supposed to be, that mold was supposed to be Sunstreaker, but and the Sunstreaker mold was supposed to be Sideswipe. That's why they were mentioning the jetpack, because the Sunstreaker mold has a backpack, a jetpack.
Zero,
But
what
they
kind of
mixed it up.
advertisement is going on there to the right? Is that like pants with some kind of like
Giant.
giant dong
That
pouch in the front?
It does appear to be a dong pouch.
That
Going on
dude's got one hell of a hog.
This is breaking news.
Oh, now it's gone.
Anyway, next up we've got a Generation Select Rotor Storm, which is a repaint of Spinister, and interestingly, he comes with some very well painted guns.
They mentioned his head. They're like his signature head, and then I was looking. I was like, "That's the same head as
yeah.
Spinster."
Same
What are they
exact
talking
Spinister.
about?
I mean, he really just kind of looks like Shattered Glass Spinister, to be honest.
It gives me nostalgia for a figure that I saw in KB Toy Store and never purchased.
And it's interesting too, because I'm like looking at G1 Rotor Storm here, and no, he is evocative of it, but
It's not screaming it.
yeah, like there's your card art for Rotor Storm. I mean, he had a face, and he did
On the
definitely,
chest.
yeah, the
Wait,
two
was that
guns.
G1?
This is the G1.
That is actually
What-
the last G1 figure ever made.
Was he released, or did they release something like that in Machine Wars?
Yes,
I
a
think-
sandstorm.
Yeah,
Boom.
1992.
Well, I'm not sure if I ever seen him besides pictures. I can't remember what I was saying at KB Toys.
This.
You saw the Machine Wars. Oh, yeah. And you
Yeah.
see, if
Yeah.
anything, they could have given him the 2 single-barreled guns at least to give him the signature cannons.
Yeah.
Or pack him with, I don't know. Yeah, 2 single-barrel cannons.
You know what would have
Pepper-
been would have been better to do is to take the oh god, what was it? It came out in Power of the Primes. It was a Duocon.
Oh, well, they've kind of used I mean, yeah, but it's a Duocon. That's the problem.
I know, but I mean at least the Battle Trap.
Because
Yeah,
they
they-
already reused that one as Slam Dance, I think.
No, they didn't.
I
But
thought
if
they
they-
reused one of the Duocons as a select already.
No, well, they
I
did
don't think-
for the Amazon release. They recolored. Oh god, what's his name?
Oh, they recolored Flywheels into Slam Dance.
Flywheels and Slam Dance. Yeah, I mean, if they had done Battle Trap, I think it would have been a more convincing Rotor Storm. Just a thought.
But what about Dropkick? Studio Series Dropkick.
Yeah, you're right. If
He
they
even
done some
comes with the
remolding on
guns,
Dropkick,
too.
yeah, absolutely.
Or they could have gave him 2 of Sound, since they're reusing stuff. They could have gave him 2 of Soundwave's shoulder cannons.
Yes, that's it. 2 of
Yeah.
Soundwave's shoulder cannons or 2 of those
You could've just
sideswipe drill
Plugged
guns.
in.
Very
yeah.
good. Yes.
And then we had the Red Series stuff from the fan reveal. I mean, they showed off the Soundwave. I think I can't remember. Did we cover? I think we saw some of these leaks last week,
I want these.
and these are Walmart exclusives. And then we have funny enough, Blaster is getting a reissue, and he's surprisingly affordable at $30.
Right.
And he's a
I'm shocked
relatively
about that.
big toy.
I think they've
Yeah,
learned.
he's leader class.
Don't you think they've learned the price points on these by now? That all those
Yeah,
ones
should've.
sat and went discount and clearance.
Yeah.
They're trying to be greedy. He's bigger than a leader class is right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have my G1 blasters.
He's the same height as Titan's Return Blaster and Masterpiece Soundwave.
So that's some pretty cool stuff right there. Let's get into our next little bit of official news. What's the waving for?
T-Man wave.
I don't know.
He
While
left.
we're waiting,
It was really uncomfortable.
while we're
I missed
waiting
something.
for you to pull up the next whatever I was just waving.
So we got some new stock images for the next wave. It's so strange. It's like it feels like Earthride's been out for a while now.
Right, and we're on wait.
Yeah, we're still seeing Wave 1 stuff.
Well, pandemic. I mean,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I
yeah.
know. But
The Micromasters just got into stores almost.
yeah,
Actually, no. When they first came out, I did see them once. Then they disappeared, and now they finally came back. You
So
see
we
what
have
Nightwing
This one's
said?
cool. This one I like.
that series. I think this looks great. We'll get into the pictures. I think this looks. And I don't think there's enough boat transformers, to be honest.
Oh, I couldn't tell what he was.
Well, he's like
Yeah, he's an aircraft
He's
carrier.
a barge.
that's true. Where's our tidal wave? Why haven't they worked tidal wave into any of these series?
well, they did put Tidal Wave into Power of the Primes.
No,
I
a
haven't.
good
Two
one.
of these together.
Yeah, they did Tidal Wave as a remold of Broadside.
Yeah, like I said, a good one.
Oh yeah.
Go back to.
We
the
want a
barge-
giant one.
Barge mode.
I'll tell you this though, it's hard to beat the original.
I want to know if
That
two of
original
those can
tidal wave
attach.
figure was amazing.
What's that?
Oh, I know.
Joe?
I bought it twice.
I want to know if two of these can attach together, like side by side.
That's hard to say. I don't think that they could because of the feet.
I'll
You
cut that
could
out.
if you had two of the the ramp characters.
Sound barrier or whatever he's called.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sound Barrier or that one that's turning into the Cobra Snake.
The
You know.
snake. That one's pretty cool looking. I like
Yeah.
They need to hurry up with him.
And I think this is probably the Alicon is probably the one I'm most excited about. The deluxes.
But he's got such
Me too.
tiny arms in bot mode hanging
It's
off his
just so
arm.
it's such a lazy transformation.
I don't care. I never got the Impossible Toys one, and so it's cool for me to finally have.
I mean,
It was
his
lazy
alt
in the
mode
movie.
arms are on his arms.
They're just dangling. They don't even fold in. They're like, fuck it, just have it. It's a crab. Look, crab.
Those are that is seriously one of the laziest transformers ever designed.
Don't care. Still want it.
Does he respond to the universal greeting?
He damn well better.
Yeah.
There is something about that I like. I don't know what it is.
That's the same boat
Movie
I'm in.
accurate. I like it because it looks just like the movie. And on the movie, it looked like his chest opens up and that's that.
We've got first day of high school RC, the giant backpack,
I would say hiking RC.
hiking RC. Yeah, we got Ozark Trail RC. Cool.
I'm
Looking at
getting
the
there.
size of that
She's a
wagon, I'd
girl.
say it's Oregon Trail RC. Giggity.
I mean, I can't really fault them for the route that they've taken, but
I'm still looking at
not
my
the
generations.
RC that I'm excited about.
yeah. Like I like like Dave said there. I like the sculpt of the generation because they gave her like this like China doll face, and
So you're only gonna buy one.
I only ever buy one.
Hey, look, he's got blue guns.
Yeah.
Here's the way to look at it. If you don't
Well,
have the generations, here's your chance to get
Yeah.
one without spending a bunch of money.
I don't get what's up with her little antenna being blue transparent. That kind of seems a little bit lazy.
Hopefully, that's just prototype stuff.
Yeah. So we'll
And
like
that's
move.
true. Like the product shots, even in the in-package shots, vary so differently from what gets actually released in stores.
And it's worth noting, like when we saw Earthrise Prime in
That's right.
because they had the gray fists in the product shots in the box.
Right. Like it's the product that was actually
Yeah.
in the box ready to ship out looked like it was a different color than what actually came to the stores.
Because like Smokescreen here, the blue guns, like
Except on the back.
yeah. Because when you get into these products, like please make these black guns because it'll break up the color so much.
All right. Light blue. That just looks so cheap.
I mean, it's bad enough that the wheels peg on the outside
Right.
on this mold. It would have been nice if they pegged on the inside because it's just like Wheeljack looks so nice in comparison. Or if they could
Get
start
your silver Sharpie.
Well, make that black. The peg. Make the peg black.
Yeah.
Or silver.
But there's the Wave 2 shots. I mean, I guess we'll start seeing these showing up soon enough.
You know, it's cool. You can combine his little cannons to the gun.
Yeah, that is.
You know what's
that
really
is
cool?
pretty
Your
neat.
shoulder, T-Man.
That's all you see.
T-Man's done.
All right, and continuing with the theme of stock images, we'll make this one real quick because we still have a bunch of stuff to get into. We got some new shots of the movie masterpiece Ratchet.
It's Ratchet.
It's Ratchet. I'm excited. I'm still not a fan of the backpack. I know I missed the show where we had that on the dock. I think he looks a little bit better than the initial shots, but hey, it'll be nice to have a Ratchet on the movie shelf, and that's the last Autobot I need for the first movie. And I think he's serviceable.
I gave up on movie masterpiece. I missed so many that I just gave up, and I don't feel like going back. I have all the movie one studio series. I guess I'll just live with that, unless I see it on deep clearance at Target. Let me put my head back up here. Hey, everybody.
It's interesting though. So this and Starscream are getting released at Target, which makes me wonder: will they go back and release Jazz? Since Jazz would have been either an Amazon or a Toys R Us exclusive, and that never really happened. He was sold on Amazon.
What about Ironhide?
Ironhide was an Amazon exclusive.
Oh,
And he was marketed as such. And it's interesting, Amazon actually had him on sale for like $50, $60 for a long period of time.
I never bought it. I had a chance to win it at TFCon, but I didn't win.
And our last little tidbit of official Transformers news. This is we don't really need to pull anything up on this, but Emma Watts is to oversee Transformers and G.I. Joe films at Paramount Pictures. They had a whole press release. Emma Watts has worked with 20th Century Fox prior to their merger with Disney. She's actually got a pretty decent pedigree with films. So they actually listed all the things that she's worked on in here. So she's worked on Bohemian Rhapsody, Logan, Deadpool, Avatar. This sort of stuff, it's like kind of like
is pretty good. Well, wait, Avatar, like Avatar.
The original Avatar. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Not the last Airbender.
Yeah.
Avatar.
So not the last. Yeah, not the last. And they specify James Cameron's Avatar in the article.
Okay.
So there was what was it? Was it Lawrence or Lorenzo Benaventura who was overseeing the films before, and he just was all over the place. I'm happy to see them putting stake in somebody that's got a good pedigree, because Bumblebee was a fantastic movie, and you could tell watching it that there are a lot of people that cared about what they made there. So I'm glad to see them bringing on somebody that's worked on franchises that took themselves seriously, kind of doing a 180 from what Bay did, and what. And I mean, the G.I. Joe movies are kind of a guilty pleasure for me, but I think that there's stuff to work with. What do you guys think about this?
Those
If
movies
it's-
she worked with sounds good.
Mhm.
G.I. Joe, I like the first one. The second movie was like, what am I watching right now?
I'm kind of the
Which
opposite. I thought I liked the second one better.
Yeah, the second one had The Rock.
Yeah, well, remember
That
they
doesn't make a
went
movie
to
better by default.
Yes, it does.
they cast the freaking RZA as the Ninja Master. I'm like, ugh. And then that movie felt like a whole different. I mean, that scene with Snake Eyes and all that felt like a whole different movie. It's like, what is going? I can't even remember what happened in that movie.
Yeah, but the first movie they took like one of the best parts about G.I. Joe is that each character is sort of so unique in their own individual person, and so they took that concept and stuck them all in the same exosuits. They looked identical
Yeah.
through most of
They
the
look
movie.
like Halo suits.
Yeah,
Well, the exosuits was only the Paris scene in the first movie.
Yeah, that was only Duke and Ripcord.
right, but it's still the same concept. Like there's just I don't know. Just my opinion. If you like it, then you are doing better than I did, and you're wrong.
The Baroness was in there.
There's that.
T-Man, are you trying to steal something from Matt? What's going on here?
Yeah.
What are you going
Wasn't-
after?
Wasn't
I'm
Jessica
trying to
Biel
get
the
that
Baroness?
cup.
I don't keep anything in my pants that he would be after, but why is his hand? I don't know.
I was trying to reach
Yeah.
the cup.
Nothing in his pants at all.
Womp
It's
womp.
detachable. Katie has it upstairs right now.
I gotta look up because it's been a long time
It's
since I've
remote
seen.
controlled, if that counts. I don't know what that means either.
What else is in the news?
So G Creations. We'll get into our third party stuff. G Creations. You guys remember them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did probably one of the most complex transforming IDW Optimus Primes. Noah Farina says it's Sienna Miller.
Yes, I did not even attempt to transform that Optimus
And
Prime.
Kiwi Collector, it's a different Emma Watson. So, yeah, I have this figure. I haven't transformed. They're coming in with a black deco. Surprise, surprise. But this is supposed to be an updated mold, and they don't specify what they've changed here.
Well, about a year
Hopefully.
ago, didn't they come out with like new hip parts?
Not that I recall.
I think they did.
But
They might not have, but I think someone did, so maybe they
Yeah.
incorporated that and fixed it. Because that was one of the weaknesses with this thing was the hips. It's all
Didn't they have
hips.
horrible plastic?
it wasn't that it was horrible plastic. It's just that there's parts in here, and it looks like this is a little bit different because there's really thin pieces, like right over the bottom abdominal grill section, that they're literally like the thin parts of a sprue on a model kit.
I used to want that figure so bad. Then I watched somebody transform it, and I was like,
So it'll be interesting to see what develops here. So they're coming out with a black repaint. They're also coming out with a reissue in August. So I don't know if this is
chance,
going
T.
to, yeah.
There you go.
And what BBTS is showing here, they're really just old pictures. But if this is anything like any other third party company, the reissue will hopefully have the updated pieces. Kiwi Collector
If the
asks,
reissue... Oh, go ahead.
When's Earthrise, Megatron, Bumblebee, etc. dropping? Well, we don't know when Bumblebee is dropping, but I can safely say Megatron is going to be out in the next month or so.
Yeah, Bumblebee hasn't even been fully. They keep showing illustrations of them, but they haven't shown the toy.
So if I was wanting a reissue of this thing, I would want it to have the like gray, like on the legs, because the original has that like off-white.
Yeah, it's like an
I like the
eggshell
sword.
color. I like this. I like the melee weapons a lot. Like these look like something that Make Toys would have done for Cross Dimensions.
Kiwi collector.
Yep. So Nathan Simmons confirms there are updated fixes in both of them.
Are you just telling us that, and then we buy it and find out it won't be?
All sales final.
Well, let's get into some more exciting stuff from G Creations. We've known for a while they had a movie Grimlock in the works, and there were some grayscale pictures. This thing now looks like it's ready to go. Obviously, this is not to scale for the MPM line, but my God, this thing.
Not my Grimlock.
Yeah, he would have to be bigger.
Yeah.
Is he as big as that? What's the red one called?
Scorn.
Scorn. That third-party Scorn.
I'm not sure.
That thing was huge.
But you know,
Hey, did that actually come out yet?
not that I'm aware of.
Or the Blackout as well?
All sales have Nate's guarantee on it. That's all you need to know. Not sure what Nate's
Guarantees to
guarantee
cash a check.
But aren't we supposed to be like supporting his store?
If he was here at the first half of the show, my gosh, the amount we shilled out of there for him. We've got credit for a joke or two. I mean, I still love my Harley Quinn that I bought from Nate Simmons Toys and Collectibles.
Put your link in here, Nate Simmons.
It's already in
Link in the description below.
All right, let's re-rail on here. 'Cause I like this. I like the fact that it's not necessarily to scale. With the movie stuff, I don't necessarily think I need things to be in scale. And I like that they're showing this in comparison to the Studio Series one. Honestly, I think that this probably is going to be a better Studio Series figure than a Masterpiece stand-in.
Right.
You know, this looks like it's probably a better scale for Studio Series. Now, the majority.
I thought the Studio one was supposed to have been pretty good.
What's that, Dave?
I thought the Studio Grimlock was supposed to have been pretty good.
It is. It's actually,
good.
Yeah.
But it's not as tall as that, and it's not filled in dinosaur mode as we saw in those pictures.
Yeah, the side by sides here. I mean, obviously, the Studio Series one, it works. I mean, these pictures are the least flattering pictures, especially on the white background. Like that just looks awful there. In hand, he really doesn't look that bad. But here, this T-Rex mode, or quote unquote air quote T-Rex mode, definitely looks awesome versus hey guys, I forgot my parts. So if I were to get this, I'd probably keep it in the T-Rex mode, in all honesty, especially if it comes with a little tiny Optimus Prime. So yeah, this was their previous teaser that they had. No dates for this yet, but again, looking at these pictures, this looks to be about done.
Cool.
I don't have much of an opinion on that.
I think I'm the only person that like is in for a lot of the movies, the movie stuff. And we'll get.
Said, if I don't have anything nice to say, I shouldn't say.
You don't say anything at all. I think it's like me, Nate, and Baldwin are the only people. Actually, Greg from Arcee, he likes the movie stuff. So we're a slim minority of folks in the community. Local folks in the community that like this movie stuff.
Baldwin is the Transformers version of Kevin. He has to have everything.
A little
Now,
bit.
Here we go. Prime time.
And Joe woke up.
How big is that
Hello.
hot rod?
So that hot rod is probably about the same size as any Void. So I don't own the SSX hot rod, but I've handled it, and it's about the same size as like a Voyager Earthrise figure or Siege figure.
He's the same height as the MMC hot rod, which is
I was gonna say that
MMC figures. So they'd scale with those.
that looks asterisk-y.
You lost me there.
That looks like the same size as the asterisk mold, which was the MMC hot rod.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is it
I want
wrong
that
that I
hot
like
rod.
the pose of her on her knees?
Because
So-
she can get down
Oh,
there.
don't.
I'm
Don't
not going
play
to
that.
play the video, but they show off a lot of details in this video.
Squishy boobs confirmed.
Well,
Not
I
that I
didn't even
noticed.
get that far.
Yeah,
I
he
d-
squished them.
Did he squish him? Because I
In the
thought I
very
saw where he
beginning.
removed him.
In the very beginning, he squishes them. He then
Okay.
pushes down.
Oh, this video drove me up the wall. It is far too long.
Yeah, it's an hour and 11 minutes long.
Jeez.
But let's see.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that
lot of-
pose is awesome.
That's a
If
lot.
we spoke their language, it'd probably be good. It'd be like hanging
We
out.
could narrate
Holy
this.
moly.
We could translate it maybe.
T, you could do a voiceover for the whole video.
I would cut this video down to freaking 30 minutes if I did anything to edit it.
well, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that you're going to be reviewing this figure in the near future. What I
Am I,
can't
Nate? Come on, hurry up.
what I tried to decipher is this other one in the background. Is that just a different configuration for the backpack? Does the backpack have multiple configurations?
Yes,
Yeah,
the backpack
yeah.
pulls off and can port in several different
What?
places.
Why didn't they show the RC head?
I think
That is coming with this.
I
Yeah.
wonder if they didn't do that and it's like the same thing as like the Prime Star, yeah, where they're like, well, this is just a transforming car robot.
with the
With optional head.
Yeah.
Right, that in no way resembles any copyright infringement.
I mean, if you take away the RC head, it's not related to anything. I mean, it's a generic enough female robot design.
And honestly, that the extra head, the one they've got on there, I think that looks awesome. Like I wouldn't
I
be
agree.
mad if that was the figure.
Honestly, I plan on getting this at some point. I think that the alternate heads kind of won me over because it's just like, well, it can be its own character. I have enough RCs.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd have enough RCs.
The pearlescent paint and shine on this thing is amazing, and I hope it holds up.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes out, if funds are available, I would like this on my shelf. If not, I'm looking forward to an eventual repaint. Hopefully, nightmare colors.
Right, and they've been taking their time with this
Yeah.
thing, so hopefully, there you go. End of July is what he's hearing, and he's the man that hears the things.
You know,
So that-
as much as we hawked his business at the beginning of this episode, we should all be getting free big booty RCs.
I think that's a splendid idea.
You might
Sure, he'll
trade
be-
one if we have to share.
He'll be contacting us all individually on that, I'm sure.
And then it'll be going to
Maybe
T
now.
because he'll be doing the review of it.
So no, what you were asking about the car though, the headlights, that whole bit can come detached and be at the top, like in the foreground. It can go in the back, like the. You guys still hear me?
Yeah, I
My
can still
audio-
hear you.
My audio cut out. It can go down below, almost like a skirt piece, and it can totally detach and turn into a bow and arrow. So it can come
Like,
down.
kind of like it
Oh.
has these little wingy thingies. On
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a butterfly.
I like that on all levels.
And she transforms almost exactly like you'd think. The body splits in half, the head splits up, and the body elongates, and then basically the thing just shells up, which is fine. Like for what they're trying to do here, it's fine.
You know, that said, as simple as it is, what the hell's taking so long? I mean, I know pandemic.
Well, not only that, but as somebody that's kind of a connoisseur of third-party products, I don't think that there is a third-party company out there who I don't at least have one figure representation of. When you're a freshman company, you
gotta get it right.
Yeah, because remember that hot rod that I bought, the movie one. I brought it to a meetup. God, what was that thing called?
KFC.
No, it wasn't KFC. It was
the alien stuff. Didn't they also do a Prime?
Was it La Hire? Was that one?
No, I still have La Hire. I replaced it with that. Nate actually bought mine because he wanted to check it out, and I sold it to him for a good price. Nate helped me out with that one, if you remember what it was.
So there's some breaking news: free shipping, and I am cheaper than most, but we do need to talk. That sounds more like he's upset with us and wants us to come to his office. Nate, you need to clarify.
Matt, too soon.
Too soon?
What?
I had that. Remember last week?
Oh yeah.
Nate is the best.
I was thinking more school teacher, but yeah. I was sorry, Dave. I was thinking more school related, but we'll move on.
Which you and your wife play behind closed doors.
Don't you worry about that. The stories.
But we do worry.
Is that it, Jordan? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, there's the TF Evo. It was the TF Evo. I think it was Hot Flame. And so, at any rate, that figure looked great. It had, all the sculpt work was really good, but it didn't stay together worth a shit. It had the worst QC. I think by the time I actually sent it over to Nate, I'd done like several repairs on it. But like things like the wrists would not stay on out of the box. The head was just on a friction peg. So kind of like
nobody opened that, and the head was still attached to the body.
Yeah. So they didn't do some of the paint details on it, so you actually had to use stickers that they provided. But the thing is that the stickers didn't actually have adhesive on them.
And sold it right away.
And here's the best part: is everybody that got it, because you had to put the sticker detail, and the stickers were like kind of like vinyl stickers. So you had to put the sticker. It was like trim detail, and they gave everybody that bought it the same stickers for both legs. So it would only be on the left leg. So it wasn't like an issue with just like one of them. It was like all of them. So
why do I get just from this still here in this picture? Why do I get just from the lighting and the color schemes? I feel like there should be a casting couch in the background of this picture.
Nah.
That's because these two guys are naughty.
This would be a good time to say hello to Andrew's fiance. Andrew's fiance, are you gonna buy Andrew a big booby Arcee?
This figure's name is Nicey or Nice.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Nicee.
And congratulations, Andrew, for having an awesome fiance like that.
Yes, I'm glad you're doing things together.
Well, you know what they say about figure action.
What did they say?
You
should always buy your fiance a figure action T-shirt from the Fap Shot off Teesprings.
Yes, you should definitely buy this one.
Link in the description. I see.
All proceeds go to get T a new internet.
And Nate's his link is down there too in the description.
So let's get into our non-Transformers news. We got a little bit more here to go.
There's more.
There's more? First off, Comic-Con, July 22nd, which is a Wednesday. Comic-Con at Home is doing an online exhibit hall live. So I believe that's going to be over on their Facebook page. There should be some stuff from Hasbro on there, along with a whole bunch of other companies. So I'd be curious to see if they actually have anything else to show, given how much they've kind of blown their wad in these Fan First Fridays. But I think it's cool that they're still keeping it going. So that's going to be July 22nd through the 26th. I'm going to be curious to see how they handle exclusives this year. We'll hop right into that. There are actually some, and we don't normally cover Hot Toys on here, but Kevin brought these to my attention, and these are some pretty incredible exclusives that they've got this year. I'm surprised that two of them are exclusives. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into them. We've got, well, let me scroll back up. We've got Stan Lee's appearance from Thor Ragnarok. We've got Spider-Man 2099 Whiplash and a holographic Iron Man, which actually looks really cool.
That 2099 is pretty sexy.
It is. So I can see this being an exclusive. Like this makes sense as a Toy Fair exclusive, right? It's just a clear Iron Man, but I'm pretty sure it probably has metal parts in the legs. LEDs in there. But it's not for everybody. So yeah, that makes sense as an exclusive. It's Iron Man 2's, what was this? The Mark IV armor.
Jolly Rancher style.
I think this will be Matthew Deluxe Baldwin's entry point into Hot Toys, since he loves all things clear. I like how
I had to hold off from that Punisher War Machine. So
we know, Kevin, you need all of the toys.
Get that man his bird.
Yeah,
this really doesn't make sense as an exclusive, the Whiplash, because I mean he was, a main character. I mean, if you're trying to build up your rogues gallery, and the movie kind of didn't really do Whiplash justice. He was just kind of a,
when is this event?
You're gonna make me scroll back up.
Get your money together. That's going to be my point. If you want it, get your money together.
$2.99.
So these are going to be available at San Diego Comic-Con. So I'm assuming the 22nd through the 26th is probably when these will be available. Kev, if you happen to know, pop into the chat.
Kevin doesn't look at prices.
No, not the prices. I'm just saying the availability. Because they've got Toy Fair written all over them, but they've specified SDCC. So. Shame he doesn't come with the bird. You'd think that would be a kind of a no-brainer accessory.
Yeah.
Kevin does y'all ever see that Michael Jackson special where he was walking around? They let him into this area, and there was a bunch of sculptures. He's like, I want that. I want those two pictures over there. I want that one. Send that one to the ranch. That's how Kevin buys Hot Toys.
Uh-oh. Nate says, I have an extra Punisher War Machine if you need it.
Ooh.
I just apprised him what's going on.
The Kevin says that the Whiplash is released prior.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting.
And now it's being re-released for whoever missed it.
Huh.
Does it have a better face or something? Let us know that in the comments.
Spider-Man 2099, though, that again, he's such a fan favorite character. I'm surprised, though. I doubt that this will be the last we see of it.
Where's his cape?
Doesn't appear to have one.
Like a tattered cape or something.
Especially since he'll probably be in Into the Spider-Verse 2. I think that's probably going to increase the character's popularity.
I don't know much about this. Who is Spider-Man 2099?
Miguel O'Hara.
Okay, I would never have guessed.
So it doesn't look like there is a cape accessory, which is a shame because the back is kind of plain, but the
Maybe
texture.
that's slated for the retail release.
I wonder if he's going to be change his name to $21.99 when
Right.
$20.99 comes. If we're still on the planet.
I mean, look at Iron Man 2020.
Yeah, I am.
Timing.
I looked at him several times in Walgreens.
It's a good figure.
I shall live vicariously through you.
They
And he
just
makes
call
your
this,
Sunfire look awesome.
Excelsior.
interesting. They just call him Stanley, but this
Yeah.
makes sense as an exclusive. I mean, it's just a cameo,
Yeah.
so I'm perfectly fine with this being an exclusive. Hopefully, he comes with the lack of hair as a. Yep, he does.
Is it real human hair?
It's horse hair.
That's gonna decrease the value of this figure right away.
Kev says that the Scarlet Spider-Man was also an exclusive. So that's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting that they're doing Hot Toys exclusives like that. Next up, got a couple more things for news. We've got an interesting Black Series release coming up, which I'm kind of shocked that they're releasing it this way. Gaming Greats Jango Fett, which...
There goes my chance of selling mine.
Yeah, this appears to just be a straight-up reissue of the existing Jango Fett, except it's got the Star Wars Bounty Hunter branding on it, which... Hey, I'm glad to see them doing some stuff for Force Unleashed and Bounty Hunter. Be nice if we could get a Kyle Katarn and maybe some other
Star Killer.
Star Killer and all his different costume varieties.
Star Killer, I've been getting out of the Star Wars Black Series, but Star Killer I'd want. I can.
And he's a
that in.
no-brainer. You think they have enough body
Right.
body
Come
parts
on.
where they can certainly cobble him together from existing pieces.
I've been wanting Star Killer since 2014,
Yeah, because all we got was the 3 3/4 Star Killer.
which sucks because it had
Yeah.
5 POA hips.
This looks like it's got a better face sculpt. Actually, did the original Django even have a removable helmet?
I think
give me
it
one
did,
second.
but it's probably got the photo reel on this one.
Yes, it's got the photo reel. I mean, the new. Well, give me 1 second.
I don't know,
That has to
Kev.
be right.
But hey, they're saying black is premium, so
It's cool to be black nowadays.
Okay, here's my Django.
So as to why he's in the gaming greats, maybe that they didn't have him fitting into a release schedule through a normal wave, and they needed to keep the gaming greats going. So, or maybe his piece count now is at a point where they wanted to charge more for it. So, because the gaming greats, I believe, run an extra $2 or $3.
What game was he in?
Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
Bounty Hunter.
Oh,
So he does not have the photo. The old one did not have the photo reel.
Yeah, so there's that.
I mean, yeah, it looks like the paint's a little bit more vibrant, maybe.
I didn't hate this guy. I mean,
I have the SHF version of this guy, and it's awful. It's the arms fall out. It's just
You
not
think
good.
you'll take the opportunity to get this one then?
Nope, because I don't care enough about the character. I'm just going to keep with the one that is already purchased.
Fair enough.
yeah, he did.
And our last little bit of
Oh, you know
News.
what? I know why he's coming out too, is because they're going to reuse that. Well, it's a bit of a spoiler, but they're going to need that face updated in photo reel.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see how they do.
Dun, 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 dun,
And
dun.
NECA has released their Ninja Turtles schedule for the exclusives coming out. Wave 3 is slated to hit very soon, the 16th, the 8th of August, and that is not true, Kev.
I've never
20.
seen T and Kev at your house at the same time, Jordan. That's all I'm saying.
Well, T, Kev, and Winston are all invited to come over.
None of us know. It's still racist, man.
Then it looked like you're trying to make a statement.
We'll have Matt and Joe there too. Anyway, the one that I'm most excited about from this is Metalhead, coming out on July 16th. And also a confirmed Bebop and Rocksteady restock.
That'd be great.
We've actually seen a few Targets have had like entire end caps. Yeah. It's just like I really wish
that nice though, especially considering that there's like pandemic going on, is if they could put these things on the freaking website for people to order and either pick up in the store or ship
fulfill
to their
the pre-orders. Like put them up for pre-order and just fulfill those. Right, and make it a one per person thing. You know,
I mean, it's great if you have a Target that's like on your way home that you can stop into a couple times a week to check to see if it's been stocked. But for someone like me that has to drive 20-30 minutes in different directions and they're not on my way to work, they're out of the way, just to get there and be disappointed, oh, they don't have the NECA stocked.
Yeah. Nate, I'm going to. It's like I have a love-hate with NECA just because their distribution can be so awful sometimes, but it's also just, I think NECA is doing some good stuff. I think it's just the scalpers and the flippers that ruin it.
This is a good faith, like, step in the right direction. It's like, hey, here's a schedule, so it's not just like a complete, guessing game. But at the same time, it's like, okay, do that. Here's the schedule. It's not going to hit the shelves until October. And by the way, it's going to go live on the website 2 weeks later or something. Just
why Walmart?
Yeah.
Nate, I have a question. Does that mean you're canceling my NECA Marty I pre-ordered with you? If you just fuck NECA, just all of it.
Surround Game says, has anybody seen the 2-pack of Casey and Raph? And I have not, but I have seen people in some of the action figure groups post pyramids of them in their house.
Wow. Have you seen that you can take the mask off and his face is under?
Yeah, and that's
somebody has casted that actually. They took the mask off, they cleaned it up, and then they casted it.
Oh yeah, so I saw that.
So
first, I thought they fixed the regular face by like patching in like some putty or something.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently the SDCC ones are going to be available at Target. The box sets and the merchandise bundle. I'm not sure what those are exactly. Bless you.
Bless you.
Casey Jones and Raph, they're supposed to be out as of last week. Then
we saw how well that worked with Spawn.
Yeah. It looks like we're getting the movie ones. They're no longer going to be GameStop exclusive, so anybody that didn't get those before can go back and get them. At least they're doing reissues because the Super Shredder.
That resale value.
Yeah, the Super Shredder. I need that. Gotta have that, and I know that thing is going to be a bitch to find.
The movie turtles are 2-packs now, right?
In Walmart.
That's the one thing that GameStop's going to have, that the GameStop exclusives are going to have, is because they're the 4 boxes. So those 4 boxes look really good displayed together.
How is it that Walmart has all of these exclusives from all these companies, and you find absolutely nothing?
It's a good question.
I found the Netflix Transformers. I went to Walmart today, and they still had a display up.
Yeah, it's like, what'd you get, the Arbutus one?
Owings Mills.
Oh,
that Yellow Lantern Predator, I never saw it here in Raleigh.
Yeah, it's like around here we've got good Walmarts and like fucking shithole Walmarts. Like the Walmart that's right by my house is one of the worst. And I mean they literally don't have much of anything, and it's either like the toy section is completely wiped out, barren, or they'll get like a handful of things and just toss it up.
The one in Colombia, I used to feel comfortable just riding fast and never going in.
Same, yeah. That Dobbin Road, and it was so strange because the target, like a stone throw away, was so nice.
Right. Every time I went in the one in Dobbin, they had nothing. It used to be horrible.
Yeah. All right. So, do have one little discussion piece for this evening. Going back to the Centurion release, Hasbro slipping in all those accessories with one figure that that I don't think anybody really cared about. How do you guys feel that companies should approach that moving forward? I don't think that they're comfortable yet, because it's like I feel like the last time I saw accessory packs on store shelves was with the Phantom Menace, and I remember those Phantom Menace accessory packs, they were the biggest peg warmers back in their time.
I don't even remember those.
Yeah, they were. It was like all the Jedi accessories.
Well, the last thing I remember was the NECA alien gear with like the turret guns and stuff. The aliens.
I just think that, especially with Transformers, you have a bunch of price points, right? I don't know why you couldn't. If you're scared about offering packs, then offer like you've been doing. Like, I mean, most people buy those weaponizers for the effects pieces, right? So then re-release them again, because we know you're not afraid to, and throw one of these accessories in and sell it at the next price point up, or a few of these accessories in and sell it. Bundle them together with a figure then, if that's what you need to do.
$10.
And bump it up. Well, I mean, what do the weaponizers go for? $5, right?
Yeah.
And then
$6.
$6, and then you've got the MicroMaster 2-packs are 10, right?
Yeah.
So then do that. Give us one MicroMaster and a handful
those
of
are also
accessories.
horrible accessory sets.
They were horrible accessory sets, but that's the thing. It's just like I feel like they didn't do them right in the past, and I think now, like going on to like Matt's point, is that like if they do an accessory set, they kind of and mainline like NECA will do them. I know they did the one for the Predator as well. That was like all the corpses and everything. I mean, shit, they did the meat from Rocky. But
there's actually people wanting accessories for Transformers, though. Third party is making so much money, so they will probably sell way better than that Star Wars stuff.
And that's the constant thing we see is all of these third party companies, DNA Designs. God, what was the other one?
Dr. Wu, man, I bought so much
Wu.
I bought
Nanef.
Yeah.
Nanef, yeah.
The Corbot 5 Axe was probably
Shockwave's Lab.
I miss those guys.
And also, too, they're going to kind of miss the gravy train on this, because with 3D printing quickly on the rise, the need for this kind of thing from Hasbro is going to go down the tubes fairly quickly. So I would think that they need to start setting a precedence for at least, I mean, if you want the honest answer, it's like we said earlier in the show, rollers should have come with Prime.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some accessories just shouldn't have been excluded, especially from that Optimus, because let's face it, some of their leader class figures have been a little on the cheaper side with the lack of inclusion, and just a few extra accessories that probably cost Hasbro next to nothing would have gone a long way to foster goodwill, saying, you know what, this Prime isn't a leader class price, but I got a trailer, I got a roller, I got whatever else. I'm good.
The axe.
Like Nightwing says, give us a set of the 5 Blade Blasters closed, and it's kind of interesting that they have a mold for the Blade Blasters, but they what they come with is the open one, which I guess makes sense from a toy perspective, but they could have also made it have a little hinge. So, what they're doing with Lightning Collection, I didn't get into there's one thing I forgot to put on the dock was the Psycho Rangers. Like they're coming out with the Psycho Rangers in a 5-pack, but and I actually had Nightwing sent me a thing. He said he pointed out where the Blue Ranger doesn't come with his effects piece for the axe. So it's like, okay, so is that the thing? You have to buy the single release Psycho Blue Ranger in order to get the effects piece for his axe.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like there should be some sort of way, be it Transformers, Ghostbusters. Like, how can we get the proton effects for all the other Ghostbusters?
Yes. Dude,
You
okay,
know.
that's a freaking travesty right there.
Because we've already seen
Steal
people
them.
stealing them. So it's like it's like, Hasbro. You've got third-party companies. You have people stealing parts. Come up with some sort of way to try and circumvent some of this bullshit that we have to deal with as collectors. Either adjust the price points accordingly. Because I remember, like with Transformers Prime, they wouldn't release Breakdown because they would have had to have made their own price point. So it's like, okay, well, we'll just release it as a Toys R Us exclusive at that point for $5 more.
Mhm.
It's like they are their own worst enemy when it comes to distribution and logistics.
Didn't Ultra Class still exist when
What's that?
Prime was out?
Did what still exist?
Didn't Ultra Class still exist when Prime? Ultra Class.
No, that was. So for Prime, all they had were Deluxe and Voyager. They had, so for Target they did like what was Predaking? He was some sort of weird size class.
And so was Beast Hunters Prime.
No, Beast Hunters Prime was still a Voyager, but he was huge.
That was still a Voyager?
Well, remember they made
Yeah.
those they made those $30 Optimus and Bumblebee that had like weapons.
Oh God!
that
Yeah.
popped out.
That's the
Looking at
thing.
lights and sound.
That's with a few toys. I could not
Yeah.
justify buying those. Those are the
They
dumbest
sold-
things ever.
They sold those as Cyberverse, though.
No, not the ones he's talking about. I know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
Like these.
they were big
Yeah.
and they were like $30.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. It's just like I feel like they miss a big market with collectors, and I think this Centurion figure is a step in the right direction. I'd like to see figures come out at maybe a figure someone's less interested in, and have that come out with an accessory pack. Like, so for Power Rangers, right? Maybe that's the way you do Finster. You have Finster come out, and then he's got a crap ton of accessories. He's got alternate effects pieces. He's got the blade blasters.
Here's the thing: they've actually kind of already in that direction, because
Yeah, they are.
Hasbro is offering army building pieces now.
Yes.
And
So-
Generation Select is that.
But the Generation Select figures outside of Centurion, they don't come with additional pieces for other figures until now.
Yet.
Yeah.
This was the test market right there. This was it. Which is going to
And
be...
they won.
And you know what? That's exactly it. They did win. Because you know what's happening now? You bought all this stuff. You accepted it. You accepted of not buying it. And now all of a sudden, here's the stuff that you want. Here, we need some more money. Hi, Hasbro. Have some more money.
Most of us are buying it for $20 though, because we win
Mhm.
this time. We
But
win.
you get where I'm going at with this.
Yeah.
Kev, I'd like to try and find 4 wins.
Now, I still. Mhm.
that still
I
have
heard
their
them back,
effect piece.
What, Optimus Prime? Optimus Prime is a rip-off. Optimus Prime. I said that in a review. That trailer was crap, and now that I see that they actually made Roller and the axe and all that stuff, that really makes me mad.
But you know what though? It's Optimus Prime, so they don't care. That they know it's going to sell no matter what.
And that's
Right.
exactly it. I mean, what was it? A while ago, someone said what they need to do is make a class. We need something that's like a lower class price toy line, and then a slightly higher class toy line that's between the masterpiece and stuff. And it's like, that's what Siege is.
T-Fan page 101.
We are playing for their con. They're conning us, and we are playing right into it.
T-Fan page 101 writes it, that this is a good point, that international releases, they're kind of getting the short end of the stick. And we talked about this a while back with the HasLab stuff. I really think that they are missing like the European market. The the international market as a whole, I think, like especially the Chinese market, that's where you see a lot of these accessory kits come from. Yeah, I even like Hasbro like could take a big bite out of repro labels. I mean, for God's sake, Hasbro does even do their own sticker sets.
Now, what did they say in the live? They said that they wanted to have you have part of the nostalgia to put the stickers on yourself. I'm like, that's a good excuse.
Yeah, but I mean, like you can get these sticker sets. These are officially licensed, and I bought this set from Agabus at TFCon. They're dry transferred stickers.
Are they any good?
But that when he said he hates Hasbro,
sure.
That's some point I wanted to make earlier with the whole Walmart debacle is that I don't get, at least with Hasbro Pulse, I can say that go back last week to the pre-orders that all launched, the G.I. Joes, the Prophet Director Destro, and all of the things that dropped. Like, I never heard anybody bitching about that. That all went really seamless. It went online when it was supposed to. The website didn't crash. Things were in stock long enough to matter for those that were at least there at the time. So I just I've not had a bad experience with Hasbro Pulse myself, and that pre-order experience for me at least was positively reinforcing. As opposed to the Walmart debacle from today, who Walmart just doesn't give a shit. Or at least Hasbro Pulse, it's their own merch on their own website. So there's some matter of buy-in.
That's the thing is like Walmart, no matter what you're getting, like I'm thinking back to like the Super Nintendo Classic System. That in and of itself was a big issue. I've never been able to order a games console from Walmart successfully. I mean, going back to the Wii, that was a shit show.
A lot of that was Nintendo though too.
Yeah, Nintendo's distribution's always been kind of awful. But even still, it's like like Walmart's the largest retailer in I think the world. So
yes, but their staff doesn't care and don't plan on. So,
well, that was kind of my point.
It'll be sitting in their back warehouse for about a warehouse in a Walmart for about 6 weeks because it's not even going to be relevant anymore.
It's like if you want to be a viable competitor to Amazon, though.
Well, that's why Target, I don't mind. Target, I'll see the stuff out there eventually. So,
Target, 9 times out of 10, you ask somebody for help, they'll give it to you.
I wish my Target operated that way because they definitely didn't with the Thundercracker and Skywarp. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, unless you're Zero.
So. I think that's. We got anything else, or we are
at a good spot to end it.
To pull it all together and hit the old dusty trail with that one.
Yay, toys!
Yay, toys!
Yay, toys! And the drama that surrounds them. But if it weren't for that, what would we talk about?
Barbecue.
We could.
Yeah. Meat.
Yeah. Hopefully,
which, by the way, if you are interested, if you look on Facebook, Dave the Grillmeister, you can find my new Facebook page of me doing live cooks and edited cooks. So you can actually see how I cook. Again, that is Dave the Grillmeister on Facebook. Go ahead, give it a check.
And he'll tease you with food.
Let's keep rolling that into where you at, Dave. Just keep going.
And of course, you can follow me on Instagram at True Star Screamer, as well as on the Facebook groups as David Luntwack. And I'm here every Thursday with these fine gentlemen right here. Remember, Dave the Grillmeister, Facebook. Take a look right now.
Instead of True Star Screamer, you should put that on as your name tag. So
I was tempted to, but I was a little, yeah.
T, before you nod off, where can we find you?
T-Man978 on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and
Pornhub.
here.
the nice part is, even if you do nod off, we'll still find you
I
there.
have a different name on Pornhub. I don't need everybody finding me.
P-Man 978.
Did you say P-Man?
I was gonna say D man, but all right.
That's me.
Joe,
Well-
where can we find you?
Well, when I'm not here, you can find me wherever Elon Musk is tweeting. Just look at his tweets, and then you'll probably find me somewhere in there. And that's about it. Oh no!
Funny, Elon.
You can find my really awesome T-shirt designs, like this one right here, on Teespring. But you can't talk to me on there, which is good.
I like
It's fun.
this one myself. I actually
I do
bought it.
like that one, and you know what? That one took a lot of time to create. I had to make each individual letter.
That was time he could have spent purchasing Tesla stock. Instead, he actually went and made a shirt. So,
It's true.
think all the money he lost for us.
Hence why I'm not a retired and I'm not a financial manager.
How did I give Toy Mafia the bird for you?
Well,
I don't know if you referenced in the song.
Partsformer, say goodnight.
good night, everybody. You can find me here, there, and the Instagrams
And parts
the Twitters
everywhere.
and the Xboxes and the PlayStations, all under Partsformer. But look for me here because this is where you'll find me and my wonderful voice. Jordan, where can we?
Well, I
find
guess
Where
you?
do
that's-
you get? And where do you get those wonderful toys?
From Nate's
Look up
Toys
Nate's
and
Simmons.
Collectibles.
Nate's Store Shop, of course.
Dave's Toys and Collectibles on Facebook. Link in the description below.
As for me, you can find me here every Thursday night with these wonderful folks. You can find me on the Facebook groups as James Jordan. You can find me on Instagram as Extra Zero, at the Original Zero, on Twitter and Extra Zero, on Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network. There is a space between Extra and Zero on Xbox Live, and hopefully I will have some time to play video games in the near future. Anyway, that'll do it for tonight. It's been great being here. It's been great having you all, and we hope to see you all here 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time next Thursday. Anyway, hope everybody, if you do celebrate the 4th of July, has a safe, happy, and healthy holiday, and we'll see you all again next time.
Bye.
Did anyone even ask him though?